Needs, savings, then wants. Not wants, then needs, then if I can save, I'll save. No, that's not how to live. That's not what you need, and that will not help you in any way. Hi lovelies, welcome to my channel, your safe space for all things self-care, self-love and personal development. So speaking of personal development, today I want to speak to you about savings, saving culture, how to save better. And I spoke about how being broke doesn't mean that you don't have any money at all. It just means that you don't have any extra money that you can like splurge. So today I wanted to talk about savings because I know that many times in the past like few months there are always these jokes about next month we go again, I spent all my money. Just basically everyone losing sight of how they spend money and not knowing how they spend money. I'm taking the financial courses for investment, how to invest properly, what to invest in, but savings I think I know. Savings I've been very successful at. So I'm going to share some things that I've learned and how I think that you can learn to save better. Let me just say that if you're not following me on Instagram, you're very wrong for that. Please check out my Instagram because I create amazing content on there, and that's just where we can really connect and bond because I'm on there a lot. So make sure to follow my Instagram if you don't already, and please subscribe and like this video if you enjoy it because it allows others to see it, and this is a video I think is very important for everyone, as I'm sure you agree. Now let's get into it. So I wrote a book called How You Became You, and I kind of go in there about our relationship with money and basically how you picked up your relationship with money, maybe from your parents or whatever. And I think that would be useful. You can check that out. I'll leave the link in the description like I always do. So first things first, just like in everything I always say, you have to know yourself. What kind of person are you with money? What is your relationship with money? Are you very good at saving? Is it that what do you struggle with exactly? What's the problem? First thing to do is to track your expenses. What is taking on your money? What are you spending your money on? So you want to write down every single thing that you're spending money on. I had the conversation with, I don't know, remember who, and the person was like that, oh, there are little things that come up. I'm like, I factor in whatever little things may come on. I have an allocation for miscellaneous, right? Whatever is going to happen, I want to factor things in. If something really surprises me in a month, it's rare, and for that to happen, it means I would still have an emergency savings for that. There's a general rule of like 50-30-20, which is supposed to mean 50% of your salary or how much you make on needs, 30% on your wants, and 20% on your savings / investments. Now there's a very huge need to separate savings and investments these days because everybody's realizing that you can't just build wealth from saving. That's not how it works. You have to invest in things that can increase because we are living in Nigeria and the money depreciates, it doesn't appreciate, unfortunately. So 50-30-20 may not work for you. I don't really believe in formulas and using general things that work for others. I save more than 20%. I don't spend up to 50% on needs. Do you understand? So it really depends on who you are. What kind of, are you a dependent? Are you independent? You're living alone? You're spending money on rent? Those are the kind of factors that you need to consider before you follow any rule. So write down every single thing you will spend money on in a month. You know, the things that you like to buy. You can go through your bank statements, try to track all your expenses, see what is common every month that you spend money on. Meds, because we're in Nigeria and I know I spend money on buying malaria drug, and that comes up almost every other month. It's crazy. So meds, whatever it may be that you spend money on, maybe you have regular meds that you take, maybe it's the transportation, feeding, whatever it is, write every single thing down that you spend money on. So now when you've considered that, calculate how much each of these things are your needs, the things that you actually need. And then for your savings, to actually figure out what you can allocate to your savings, is from knowing how much your financial goal is. So if you're saving, maybe by the end of the year you want to have a certain amount of money, maybe you want to use it for a vacation, or you just want to be able to save a particular amount of money every year, you are building up to something. So whatever that amount is, that will determine how much money you can squeeze to saving yearly. So you know that I've spent this money on needs, I can't budge on that. I have this money on savings, then the rest of it can go to my wants. something that's very, very important in saving is discipline. If you don't have discipline, you won't be able to save. Something will always come up. That's just how things are. As you're going about, I'll save when I can. When you can, you will never save. You will never save. You have to save. What's it called? Compulsory. You have to make yourself. You have to discipline. If necessary, make yourself accountable. So there are different apps that usually do this kind of quick save. For example, Piggyvest, which I use, and what they do is that you set it up monthly, so that whether you like it or not, that particular money, it's just like the way when you subscribe to Netflix, they chop your money before you can even remember that you subscribe for it. Whether you like it or not, every particular day at time, as long as you don't deactivate it, they will take that money from your account. So this will also allow you to have discipline. The app will hold you accountable. So whatever application you decide to use, I will recommend Piggyvest because I use them. And the thing is that I used to just regularly keep my money in savings accounts, but that's a terrible. Savings account is not saving anything. Savings account is chopping your money. Actually, don't let me try and get in bank, but savings account is not saving anything. So with Piggyvest, I don't let my interest just mix with my money. No, I create different pools of money, and I create a separate one for the interest. So I can track how much Piggyvest is actually giving me as interest in a year. So I can be like, okay, does this actually make sense to use them? Are they actually keeping to their word of how much percentage they said that they will give? And honestly, it makes sense. It makes sense according to, at least for me. I find them very accountable, and I'm really enjoying using them. If you want to sign up for Piggyvest, if you don't have an account, I'll drop my link so that you can get on. I think when you register, maybe you get 1,000 naira using my link. I think that's one of the benefits that they have. I'm not sure. I'll confirm on the screen. But yeah, you can just download it with my link even if you don't get 1,000 naira. Is that what you're doing this for? So when you have discipline, you have something that's holding you accountable, the next thing to do is have different pools of money. I know that something I was really guilty of before was that I would only keep one type of savings. So in my mind, I had regular money in my account, then I had savings account. So what would happen is I would save all this money through the year, but when it came to the end of the year, something will come up and I will take all my money at once, and I will just like dig my hand into the money, thinking this is all the money I have that I can dig my hand into. So for example, I always have phone issues. God help me, but I used to always have phone issues. Something, in fact, can I even say used to? Phone struggle, and that was what I used to spend all of my savings on. Just every time I would have savings, something will come up, I would take the money, I would need to swap my phone, I would take the money, I would need to fix my phone, and that was what my money used to go to. Before I realized that this doesn't make any sense. So what I do now is that I have different pools of money. I have money that is my savings that I put generally just for savings. Then I also have a pool of money that is for emergency. So this can be for health emergency, this can be for phone emergency. This basically is like miscellaneous savings, like anything can come up, and this is all I have to spend on it. So this also finds a way to minimize my own frame of mind and how I spend the money, or what I think I can spend, or what I have access to. Now, if you feel like you're really somebody that discipline is not really your strong suit, for example, on an app like Piggyvest, and I'm sure other apps probably have it too, you can safe lock your money till a particular day. So this particular habit actually even generates more interest than regular saving. So what you can now do is that when your money is locked there, you won't be able to access your money until a specific date. Like you are begging them to give you your own money. It forces you to have discipline and be able to save, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. Now, this bank that would grab your money immediately the date you set it for, it's best for you to set a date that you know your salary comes in. For example, I know that my salary, and most people's salary, comes in last day of the month, right? Unless you work for the government, but most people's salary comes in last day of the month, whatever time. But you would know, they would have a pattern. You know, your work will have a pattern of how they usually put the money in. So you can make sure that the time is scheduled to, let's say, like an hour grace for your bank to take the money out of your account to quickly save it for you. So don't think that I can spend my money and then after I'll now see what I can save. No, it is needs, savings, and then wants. So you need to have solid saving habits, and also the more money you make, the more you save. When you get random money, like for example, I might just get like, maybe I got a bonus or something, somebody dashed me money or whatever. Nobody dashes me money.
I must survive. I must survive.
But let's imagine somebody dashes me money. I make money that I'm not expecting out of the blues, right? Or I get money that I'm not expecting out of the blues. So I'm not just going to take that money and be like, oh, spend, splurge. So it really depends on what my wants are that month, what I have on my mind. So I might decide that, okay, I'll take this amount of money because I was not expecting this money for enjoyment. I can just take like 20 or 30% of the money. Now, okay, I wasn't expecting this money, so I can just take some of it for enjoyment, and then I'll take the rest of it and I'll save it, because it was not money that I was expecting. If I did not have it, I would not spend it. So why should I spend it just because I have it now? That is very, very, what's it called, will come back to bite you in the ass behavior. So don't do it. If you get any money that you're not expecting, that you just came out of nowhere, save it. Spend small, obviously, because life is for enjoyment, and for enjoyment, unless what you really need is important, right? Maybe you can spend half of it and then save half, but try not to spend more than you can, because if you didn't have that money did not come, you would have moved on and you would not have bought the thing that you wanted to buy, or you'd have taken it from another money. Do you understand what I mean? So just make sure that your strict saving habit is very strong. Something I would recommend is saving monthly. Now, I would say that because I earn monthly. Some people earn weekly, maybe you earn daily, maybe the money you make fluctuates, you are a freelancer. Just make sure that you're saving according to how you make money. You can plan around it. So you can decide that, okay, this is a certain amount of money that I would get from this gig, from this gig, from this gig. This is when it will come in. This is how much I'll take off of this. This is how much I'll take off of this, and then save. Remember to save your money in different pools. For example, at the beginning of the year, right, I encourage my sister a lot to save, encourage her to get on piggyvest, all of that, and she's really been enjoying using it and really enjoying the old saving habits. When she wanted to buy like birthday gifts, you know, even for herself, for her child, anything at all, she wanted to spend money, she was able to. She has been saving money weekly, taking a certain amount of money weekly, and that could be monthly for you or anyhow you like, but she has been saving money when it was time. It wasn't that she had to just take a huge chunk of money out of her salary. No, she had already been saving from the beginning of the year. There's certain things that you know what the date is. You know when this person's birthday is. You know when Christmas is. You know when New Year's Day is. You know certain dates, right? So it doesn't meet you. You're not surprised. So you don't have to now take that money in huge chunk. You want to buy your partner birthday gift or your friend, so you take that money in huge chunk. When your friend's birthday every year is the same date. Savings habit is one that you will never ever regret, because you will always, you know, need money to fall back on, and when you have it, it's just nice to see. Like when you just see money that you saved, and you know that this is money that I put aside for myself for whenever I need it. It makes you feel good. Having savings, having strong sense of savings, something you always be thankful to yourself for. I'm thankful to my mom for teaching me how to save. But our own thing was always to save in like regular banks, because she didn't know, right? And now I've also taught her how to save, and how to save in actual saving platforms that are helpful, like Piggyvest and like Enquiries and the rest. And if you're somebody that you know you really cannot trust yourself, you will spend that money, you can have somebody that you truly trust. Not somebody that will run away with your money.
Why, Dada? Why?
This is business.
This is my sweat.
I know, but I did business.
Shut up!
I needed to be with somebody that will be very strict with me, but at the same time will let me have the money when I truly need it. Then you can use someone that you trust, someone that is honest and will keep your money safely. You can try that. That's why I started with knowing yourself. Some people are just really not good with saving, not good with money, and they just like, life is for living, and they want to, you know, YOLO. And it's funny, me, I need to save, you only live once, and like shoot it at themselves. Like, this is the most hilarious thing, because it's so true. It's such a problem, right? It's such a problem. So you have to do what's best for you, and saving is best for you. Well, and investment, but that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about saving habits and how to save better. Something that I think is a really great endeavor is, if you're trying to save, you can also save with friends if you want to make it more of a group thing. There's this community by a girl called Alma Asnobi on Instagram, and she has this like carry-wise thing that she does with our community. And what they do is that all of them save a particular amount of money. They are saving towards December. We started in January, and you know, everybody, it becomes really competitive. It's like, oh, who can save more, who is the best saver this month, this week. Like something that Piggyvest also does called Saver of the Month. When you see that, oh, this person is really saving, it encourages you to also save. Frankly, Piggyvest needs to pay me for this video. But that's something else that they do and they allow you to do. The point is, instill in yourself proper savings habits, because It really helps. It really helps. You don't want to be in a situation where you are needing urgent 2k, urgent 1k, urgent 2k, when you are making the money that you could have taken out of that. Do you understand? Watch okay, I wouldn't recommend watching Smart Money Woman. If you want, you can watch it, but I recommend reading it. Smart Money Woman really changed my outlook on money, how to manage money, looking into investments and all of that, and saving. Smart Money Woman was the one that opened my mind, opened my eyes to seeing that because I wasn't separating my savings was why I was spending my savings anyhow. It's like you're saving, but where's your money going? Down the drain, as if you do not save at all. So you can read a book like Smart Money Woman or any other finance book. I'll try to see highly recommended ones. I may see if I'll be able to suggest them on the screen. If I don't, it means I did not find it. But yeah, check out finance books and find out and read up more on how to save better. It's just way better for you. You don't want to be earning money and then you have nothing to show for it. You have nothing. If anything happens, you don't have any savings at all. You don't have anything at all that you can even say, oh, I can rely on this apart from the money that you're making. It's very painful if you actually have a situation where you now actually need money. It's one thing not to be making money at all, and it's quite another to be making money and still not have savings. Very bad. Very bad. Very bad. What's very important for you to know is that you need to live below your means. Many people live above their means. They live beyond what they can afford. I don't subscribe to the if you can't afford it 4 times, don't buy it. No, my own thing is if you really want it, buy it, right? But make sure that you save towards it if it's not something that you really need right now, and if it's not an investment. For example, I took out of my savings, I bought lights, I bought a new phone, I bought different things for my equipment. It's savings because I know it's something that I'm going to use to build. I'm trying to use to build my content creation business. Do you understand? That's an investment. And before I did all of these things, I valued this to myself. Okay, what's the point of this? Why can't I use what I have? Why is this good for me? Why is this necessary for me? Okay, this is why I need this. I actually have to validate this to myself, and so I'm like, okay, I'm spending this money because this and this. I'm always on my phone. I work on my phone mostly. My laptop is for decoration. I barely use it. All of those things I was able to justify to myself before I make big spending decisions. So before you don't, make sure you're not living outside of your means to please others, spending more than you can afford, to live a lie, to live Instagram life, to make people think that, oh, you are really popping, or just so that you can always look good. It will end in tears. It's very necessary to be disciplined, and discipline is just the number one thing for savings. That's it, period. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I was able to really provide good insight and share tips that will help you, and just share things that make you take action. The point of this is to take action, evaluate what you're spending money on, how much you are making, how much is coming in and going out of your accounts, what you are spending money on that is sucking your money like straw. Pay attention to those things. Pay attention to how you are spending money. Inflation is very real. Keep track of your spending. I feel like it's tedious. Who wants to do that? You need to do that, because you know what, your papa no be Dangote, and even if he was, I'm sure Dangote's children also save. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you have any questions, please make sure to share them in the comments, and I'll make sure to answer them based on what I know, what my experience is. If I don't know, someone else may be able to chip in. Thank you for watching. Please share this video with whoever you think will also find it useful, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.